Have you ever felt you could do more with your life, but somehow you don't? Not because you can't, but because something in you holds back. And if you're really honest, you don't fully understand why. Hi, I'm Leslie. Over the past year, I've been guiding deep dive sessions into the artist's way, working with people through each stage of creative recovery. And by week 5, something very revealing begins to happen. You start to see that you're not just blocked, you're participating in the block. Julia Cameron points to something subtle but powerful. We limit what we allow ourselves to receive, not just success, but opportunity, support, growth, almost like there's an invisible ceiling. There's a line in this chapter that reframes everything. We decide how powerful God is for us. Just sit with that for a moment. Because what it's really saying is you decide how much life you allow in. So let me give you something practical here. Ask yourself, where in my life am I saying this is enough when it actually isn't? That one question alone can begin to shift things. Week 5 asks a difficult question. What do you gain by staying stuck? Because there is always a payoff. And this is where most people stop looking. Let's make this very real. You might be staying stuck because it lets you avoid being judged, avoid failing publicly, avoid outgrowing your current identity, avoid responsibility for your own expansion. So, this block, it's not random, it's protected. Another powerful idea in this chapter, we are stingy with ourselves. We act as if there isn't enough opportunity, there isn't enough success, there isn't enough room for us. So we ration our lives, expect abundance on every level. This isn't blind optimism. It's about removing the limit that you've quietly placed on yourself. Week 5 introduces a different way of engaging with life. Possibility is not something you wait for, possibility is something you allow. And there's this quote in the chapter: pray to catch the bus, then run as fast as you can. This is the balance, openness and action. If you take one thing from this video, take this: possibility equals openness and movement. Not one or the other, both. Cameron describes this as finding a kind of flow, a direction that begins to carry you. And here's the shift: you stop forcing everything and start noticing what's already moving. The virtue trap. And this is possibly one of the most important parts of this chapter, one of the most important parts of week 5, the virtue trap. This is where we stay stuck because we're trying to be good, we're trying to be nice, we are trying to be responsible, afraid to appear selfish, we lose ourselves. That's the cost. So ask yourself honestly, where am I saying yes to others and no to myself? Where am I saying yes to others and no to myself? That question alone can change how you live. Week 5 begins to reopen something: desire, curiosity, play. Questions like, what would I do if it wasn't too crazy? What would I try if it wasn't too selfish? This week is not about doing everything, it's about noticing. Where are you holding back? Where are you limiting yourself? Where are you automatically saying no? If something in you feels restless, that's not a problem. That's possibility. You're not stuck. You're just standing at the edge of what you have not yet allowed. If you're following along, we'll continue into chapter 6. And if you want to go deeper, I've dropped some reflection questions in the description. Thank you for listening.